It's the 3rd of September. I'm Jerusha Sukhfir-Rath, and here are today's news headlines. The Islamic State has beheaded a second U.S. journalist. Barack Obama sends 350 more U.S. troops into Iraq, and Pansy Tlakula resigns as IEC chair. The Islamic State has murdered a second American reporter. The organization released another propaganda video yesterday showing a masked militant with a British accent cutting the throat of a U.S. captive. In the latest footage, 31-year-old reporter Steven Sotloff addresses the camera to say that he's a victim of President Barack Obama's decision to press on with airstrikes against jihadists.
Obama, your foreign policy of intervention in Iraq was supposed to be for the preservation of American lives and interests. So why is it that I'm having to pay the price of your interference with my life?
At the end of the 5-minute recording, the IS militant presents another captive to the camera, identified in an on-screen caption as Briton David Cawthorne Haynes, and implicitly threatens him with execution. The footage was almost identical to a video the Islamic State released recently, showing the murder of 40-year-old reporter James Foley. In the wake of the killing of a second U.S. reporter, Steven Sotloff, President Barack Obama ordered around 350 more U.S. troops to be stationed in Baghdad to safeguard American diplomats. White House and Pentagon officials issued the announcement hours after the Islamic State jihadists released the video showing a masked militant with a British accent cutting the throat of an American captive. The Sunni extremist group has declared an Islamic State in regions under its control in Iraq and Syria. U.S. aircraft have been bombing ISIS extremists in Iraq since August 8th, particularly around the Mosul Dam in the north. Washington has already deployed hundreds of troops to shore up security for its diplomats in Baghdad. The White House said in a statement that the U.S. would continue to support the government of Iraq's efforts to counter ISIS, which poses a threat not only to Iraq but to the broader Middle East and the U.S. personnel and interests in the region. And closer to home, IEC chairperson Pansy Tlakula has announced her resignation. She said, "I leave the IEC with a heavy heart and wish to thank the President, the National Assembly and the people of South Africa for affording me the opportunity to serve in one of the most important institutions promoting democracy." Now, Tlakula came under attack from political parties leading to the elections, with many of them calling for her resignation. She was taken to court by some of the opposition parties. The parties argued that her integrity had been compromised following a forensic investigation by Treasury into the procurement of the IEC's Riverside Office Park building in Centurion, Pretoria. Now, the probe found that the process was neither fair, transparent, nor cost-effective. For these stories and more, stay tuned to News 24 Live, follow us on Twitter and Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.